Good morning, I'm Allison Taylor.
And I'm Maurice Roddy.
And you're watching San Diego Coast Lifestyle,
a show committed to helping our local economy by showcasing local businesses in an informative and creative way.
And we're committed to being healthy and happy, finding cool places to visit and learning more about our local community.
Allison, this is our third show. I know. Congratulations to us.
It's very exciting.
And did you know that the 3rd year anniversary gift is traditionally leather? So, to celebrate, I went to the Witch Creek Winery over the weekend and had a few bottles of a nice leathery aged Malbec.
That sounds really relaxing.
It was relaxing and I almost got too relaxed. I had to get carried out.
You did bring me a bottle, I hope.
Unfortunately, I did not. Allison, look at this. This is Encinitas over 100 years ago. Can you imagine what our community looked like back then?
Wow, it sure was beautiful. And I bet the housing was a lot more affordable.
I'm sure the land was a steal. We have right here in our backyard a local business that's keeping our community history alive with antiques, pictures, and beautiful homes from different eras.
It's called the Heritage Museum, and it's a great, friendly place to get out, walk around, and really immerse yourself in Southern California history.
The museum started in 1988. Pretty much a group of people who were trying to figure out what to do with their grandparents' things that they wanted to save, but they didn't know what to do with them. So a bunch of the founding families gathered together and decided to start a museum. Sometimes we forget about the past and we gloss over the past, and it's important that we remember where we came from and how we got to where we are today. We have our 1880s farmhouse that was moved here from Olivenhain. It was one of the first houses in Olivenhain. And the family that takes care of it now are descendants from the family that owned it. And they saved a lot of the furniture, so you really step back in time and get to see how they lived their lives in this house with the actual furniture and things. And we have a carriage house with our postal carriage to see how the Postal Service delivered mail way back when. And our general store and our bunkhouse are from the early 1900s. And then we have our Main Street building, which is a facade of what the downtown area looked like back in the 50s. So you sort of get a whole picture of the area from the Native Americans up to the 50s, and we're hoping to expand that when we get the Dunham House going as well into the 1900s.
The spirit of community that still exists in Encinitas. It's still a small town in spite of the development that's taken place here. So as you'll see throughout the other presentation here, there are lots of reasons to come here to have a community center that is one based in heritage, one based in education, and one based in a place to have some fun, a place where you can have your own birthday party, weddings, and explore history in the process.
We had a teacher who retired who said she would love to help us with the curriculum and bring in more students and reach out to more of the schools. She helped to create a program that would satisfy the state curriculum for local history. And so when we get these students that come through, this is their local history point of reference where they can come.
Some of the locals who came in after we had established it and said, "Oh, you want some of that old stuff? I got old stuff." That's where we got this old stuff. So, but it's from the families, from the local families. So it belongs to all of us. Sure. And it's just fun. I think you deprive yourself if you don't participate.
And I'm hoping that people will see what this used to be, what it can be, and what it will grow into be. So we're always welcoming people to come and join in our family here.
For more information, please contact San Dieguito Heritage Museum at the Heritage Ranch at their website, sdheritage.org.
Allison, are you working on any art projects as of late that you could tell us about?
Oh, well, of course. I try to make art every day if I can. I just recently finished a big commission for a large planter that, you hang on the wall and you can put your planters in it.
Oh, I love that. Any mistakes?
Well, let's hope not. But, it does happen. And if you've ever seen the work of Danny Salzhandler here in Encinitas, one of his philosophies is always make room for mistakes.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I like to follow that. I think that's really great.
Yeah, that's so poetic.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and Danny makes the bio sculptures, right?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. Have you seen his work?
Yeah, I love them. Now remind me and the audience what a bio sculpture is.
That's a great question.
Okay.
And I love the way he words it. So I think it's important to hear his words, not mine.
Okay.
So biosculptures showcase the diverse makeup of the wildness of our world and bring nature into a direct experience, creating sustainable ecosystems for life and art.
Oh, that's so awesome. Life and art. I always say art is life, but this guy's bringing life in art. How awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, my love of art started very early in kindergarten. I was coloring in a banana. I was using my yellow crayon. And then at some point, I was standing between the lines real good, and I pulled out the brown crayon, get some highlights in there. Teacher came by and said, "Now don't use the brown banana, bananas are yellow." And right there, I loved art because I realized that I knew more than anybody else did about a banana. Stayed pretty dormant with the art for years and years. I was living the nomad life. Had stopped in Dallas for an overnighter and met a girl. She had an apartment, and I loved her apartment. She loved my Volkswagen bus, and we got married pretty much right away. So we moved out here in '94, moved to Cardiff by the Sea, started tinkering around with welding up a sculpture that would have life inside of it. I'd been a zookeeper years earlier, taking care of snakes and frogs and lizards, and I thought, how neat would it be to make a sculpture that encompassed a little enclosed environment that would have plants and a little waterfall of plant light, and if people chose and you had to take care of them, put some little critters in there. And so that grew into bigger things. With the mammoth I did, it was a real feat in adding more to it, sort of like building up a clay, just add more steel. Kind of the same way I did these, and bent the steel, very primitive tools. I got a big heavy duty table I bent the steel on because my shop is not very sophisticated, matches the artist, and just start putting it together and welding them up until it looks right, and hammer it out a little bit, and there you go. The thing about art in a community and what it does for the community, besides allow people to have a good time and enjoy looking at art, enhances an area monetarily. It does incredible things for a community as far as bringing people in, getting a little bit of a tax base going. It's a very popular art event. At one point we were doing 101 banners for the 101. That's a lot of artists to organize, but it was a pleasure, and now we've cut it back a little bit. We do about 80. It's a real community event because it's artists painting them right on the banner that goes on the light pole, so the citizens can critique them, and so can the seagulls. And some of that stuff does not come off. So when we take them down and wash them, if you have to paint over it, then it becomes a mixed media, which actually makes it more valuable. And so the Arts Alive Banners is a great program. I hope that it continues long after I'm gone. The art community is very positive. There's more artists here, I think, than anywhere else in the county except for Hillcrest. And we're trying to get an art center built here that the whole art community can use. The arts, dance, a little poetry, a little acting, theater and visual arts. And hopefully that happens because the artists are very involved in this town. Well, you know, everybody wants a legacy of some sort. I'd like mine to be a little more positive than it could be, because I am a child of the 60s. So, you know, if these things are still here in the years to come, and I think that the mammoth will be out there in the desert for many years to come, that it'll give them, people that see it will, you know, appreciate it for what it is and maybe inspire them to possibly do something on their own. A lot of people come by and see what I do and they go, oh, I could do that. And I said, well, yeah, I'm glad.
Check out Danny's website for more information at DannySalzhandler.com.
With the motto of Live Here, Give Here, the Coastal Community Foundation has been making a local impact for more than 30 years. The CCF assists individuals in their charitable goals, in assisting nonprofit programs, educators, community needs, and other philanthropic endeavors.
One of the real benefits of donating property to the foundation is it's a win-win both for the donor and the charity. If they are interested in being charitable, if they sell a piece of property, real estate, or even it could be stock, but if they sell real estate, they're going to end up paying capital gains, and then they have a lot less money left to benefit the charities of their choice. If they donate the real estate to the foundation, they get a tax deduction for the full value of the real estate donated. We turn around immediately, sell the property, then we have more funds that benefit the local charities. So it's a win-win for both parties. Much simpler than them themselves trying to sell the piece of property, pay the taxes, and then have less money to be charitable with. Number one is it's more beneficial for them because they get a larger tax deduction. The charity, in essence, gets more money, so they have more money to pursue their causes. And it's a very simple process. It's much easier than going through and trying to sell the property themselves, dealing with all of the brokers and agents and offers, and then of course the tax return to handle all that. It's a very simple process. They've decided that there's a piece of property, it could be a condominium, could be a house, could be a commercial center, could be a piece of land that they've decided they want to be very charitable and gift to the foundation, and they can give us a call and we'll handle all the details from that point forward.
For more information, please call 760-942-9245 and visit their website, coastalfoundation.org.
You have a business and a great idea. We can help you transform that great idea into engaging and entertaining videos. Come to our studio, or we can take the whole studio to you. Utilizing professional sound and lighting, a multi-camera shoot, and a green screen, we can place you in any setting, anything you can imagine. And those awesome overview drone shots, we do that too.
Finally, our creative team uses the entire Adobe suite to add unique transitions and engaging animated segments. No video is complete until it's been professionally mastered for sound. From voiceovers and sound mixing to composing original music or jingles,
We can add any flavor of special sauce that you need.
at Brainstem TV, we strive to produce the highest quality video possible. Allow us to be great for you.
offering a top-notch service for over 10 years, using grade A products and taking the ordinary to extraordinary.
Of course, we are talking about Empire Auto Styling in Carlsbad. Let us take you to this family-owned business that prides itself on making you not just a client, but a loyal customer.
I'm A.B. Gomez. I am the owner here at Empire Auto. We'll do everything from exterior paint and body to interior, full custom with stereo, sound, whatever you think of, we'll make it happen. I would say we specialize in window tinting, car wrapping, and just in general custom work. We're pretty well-rounded. This is your playground. You ask us to do it, we'll figure it out. I was always a kid that modified all his cars, that had the lower card, that had the stereo system, the tint, custom paint jobs. I mean, you know, I ruined plenty of cars, and I also made plenty of cars quite beautiful. And I always knew that one day I would have my own shop. Currently, we're running a full Lumar tint special for $300 for a vehicle, $400 for an SUV. We'll run that through the end of June, and just, you know, a little added bonus to get some more people through these doors. You know, for me, the most important thing is building a friendship, almost like a family feel, with anybody who walks through those doors. When you come in those doors, I want to make sure that you come back. It might just be you're driving by and you want to come and say hi. You know, I want to build a friendship. I want to build that rapport. We want to be somebody that's reliable and that people trust. So ultimately, that's the goal. Just really build a bond and a friendship with the community. No, there isn't a limit to what we create here at the shop. I mean, if you think it, we can do it.
For more information, please contact Empire Auto Styling at empireautostyling.com.
Hi, welcome to the Fishbowl. I'm Jim. This is Adam. And this is Allison. She's our client today. And we're going to be looking at her art business and helping her where she wants to go in her business.
The big question, where do you see this going in 5 years?
Education and also making and selling my artwork are kind of go hand in hand. I really enjoy doing both of them so much. And so my 5-year goal, I guess you would say, if it's really 5 year, I'm like, I want to do it right now, is I've always wanted to have a space, you know, I guess you could call it like a co-op, where it's like, it's not just me in there, but like me and maybe 1 or 2 other artists that can kind of work together and teach our passion of whatever that art form may be, and then also have some sort of a storefront where we're selling our artwork or having gallery shows, you know, like have like a classroom setting and like a storefront and then studio space.
So you'd need to get certain equipment to fill out this retail.
Yes, so I guess that is also a burning question, right? It's like how to come up with enough funding to buy all the equipment to even get started. Like,
well, the first thing is to have the idea and determine how much money you're going to need. Then you can go about figure out who to go to.
It's way harder to get little money than it is to get lots of big money. I know it makes no sense.
So you really need a business plan. And the business plan says, once we open, here's how we're going to make money. Here's going to be our expenses. And it breaks down month by month, your financials. So you have the income and the expenses, and they'll change over time, but you need to track that. And there are business plans, forms you can get for that. The other aspect of that is, before you open, what are you going to need? What do you need in terms of equipment, facilities, people? All that needs to be in place when you open the doors, start business.
I mean, do generally people have to take out loans to start a small business?
So it depends on how fast they want to get where they're going. Yeah, you can do it all yourself and do a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's going to take you longer to get to the same place than if you borrowed money and hired staff and did it. So it's your speed to get to that 5 year.
Like
many
you
people
could
take
work out of your garage right now.
Yeah, you could do that for 3 years and just be fine and not hire any people. I wouldn't hire anybody. The last thing I would do is hire people.
And once you have all those pieces together, if you present that to somebody who's interested in helping you, they can see pretty clearly what you need the money for. how much money you need, why you need it. And then they're much more inclined to give it to you because they can see that based on your projections, you're going to make money down the road.
I had a professor in college in a finance course, upper division finance course, and I'll never forget what he said that day about talking about financing a new business. He says, like going to the moon, there's no gas stations on the way. So get enough in your tank to get to go where you're going to be. Because if you ask for somebody for 50 grand and you really needed 150, the worst thing can happen to an entrepreneur is under financing and then they go out belly up. The homework for, the next time we get together is your 5-year business plan and the budget therein. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us on our first Fishbowl.
Yes,
Adam, it's been
thank you so
fun.
much.
And we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Allison, did you know that we have a world of plants here that you could find in a 37-acre garden?
Did you say a 37-acre garden?
A 37-acre garden that you can visit without leaving San Diego.
That sounds amazing.
It is. At the Botanic Gardens, you can have fun, a family-filled time, and there's education for you and your children about plants.
Oh, I'd love somewhere I could take with that many acres for my 5-year-old and just let him run and explore and learn too.
And learn and smell all those wonderful flowers. Check this
great.
out.
San Diego Botanic Garden has a really fascinating history. Unlike many other botanic gardens, it never started as a large estate. Instead, it was a farm first, and then it was purchased by a couple named Ruth and Charles Larrabee, who moved here from Kansas City in the very early part of the 20th century. And they came here to have a very, very simple life. They had a very small home on what was then about a 10-acre parcel here. And they liked plants, and so they planted the plants that they liked, but they didn't plant what you or I would consider a formal garden. It wasn't designed out by some famous landscape architect or architect. It was really just a very simple, very rural existence. For the time, this place was incredibly rural in the earliest part of the 20th century, and they lived here for quite a while. And so the county of San Diego took over the land in the early 1960s, and they knew that this was an exceptional piece of land, and so they wanted to make a really high-quality park. The county began to fall into some economic troubles in the 1980s, and so the county began talking to a nonprofit organization called the Quail Botanical Gardens Foundation. By the 1980s, the county said, maybe you guys could step in and actually run the garden as a private nonprofit. And it did sort of formally really come to pass in the early 1990s when the garden hired its first professional executive director, a gentleman named Julian Duval. And Julian was a really accomplished plant person and zoo curator. And so he came here with a real understanding of how to build plant collections and run a botanic garden. In 2020, San Diego Botanic Garden has become a major regional botanic garden. We were named one of the top 10 botanic gardens by USA Today last year. We have over 200,000 visitors per year and one of the largest and most celebrated children's gardens on the west coast of the United States, and really one of the most important plant collections as well now in the United States. So our plant collection is our backbone. And our plant collection is very focused on the Mediterranean climate. We have to present the diversity of plants in a way that's exciting and new and fresh. And so we do that primarily through our education programs and through the purposeful designing of each garden space to be accessible to the public. So a great example of that are our children's gardens. We design our children's gardens to be places of play and comfort for children and families so that they can be in nature and be comfortable in nature. We have a wonderful and brand new conservatory here at San Diego Botanic Garden. It's called the Dickinson Family Education Conservatory. So this new space is a place where we can grow the most amazing tropical plants, tropical pitcher plants that eat insects, really important economic plants like chocolate and vanilla. Another one of my favorite places in the garden is our bamboo collection. And I love our bamboo collection because it's just absolutely magical. And it's magical because of the diversity of bamboos that are in there and the wonderful design of the garden itself, where there's a meditative pond that really invites contemplation and serenity and thinking about nature and what it can deliver to humans and to the biosphere. Our bamboo garden is in fact the National Bamboo Collection. It is certified as the National Bamboo Collection. We have over 150 different species of bamboos, and it's the largest publicly accessible bamboo collection in North America. I'd like when people leave the Botanic Garden to be able to take away a sense of tranquility, first and foremost, but second, also a sense of empowerment. The Botanic Garden is a created space. What that tells you is that you can create this kind of a paradise for yourself. And whether it's just in your backyard or on your windowsill with some herbs, you can use the power of plants to make your life better, and you have that control to do it. Plants really create our sense of place, and coming to the Botanic Garden really helps people understand how plants create that sense of place. And I think by studying plants, we really are studying ourselves and understanding our own place in this environment.
What a beautiful place. If you would like more information, you can contact them at San Diego Botanic Gardens, 300 Quail Gardens Drive. That is in the beautiful city of Encinitas. Their phone number is 760-436-3036, and their website is sdbgarden.org. Thank you for spending time with us this morning.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
For any questions or to highlight your small business,
visit our website at san-diego-coastlifestyle.com.
Tell your friends about us, find us on social media, and share your thoughts.
We are passionate about sharing the hidden gems about our local community.
And we could not do that without you.
Take care of yourselves.
And each other.
And we'll see you next time.